are you?
Hey, Asher. Is Asher how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it is.
Got it. Cool, cool, cool. How you doing?
How are you today?
Not too bad. Just chilling.
No, you're fine. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today.
For sure. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. I'm very excited to talk with you and to discuss the anime for Tomb Raider and the games and your new Batman game as well.
Absolutely.
Uh, how did you get involved with voice acting?
Well, it was kind of a swerve for me. It was something I always wanted to do, but I never really knew how to get into it. And then it I had been doing like sketch and improv, like live theater and live comedy for a while. And I picked up an agent that way. And they sent me out on an audition, and it just happened to be Tomb Raider. So it was kind of out of the blue. I mean, I had done a previous, um, I had done like one commercial before that, and then I had done a smaller video game before that called Dungeon Fighter Online. But uh, yeah, Tomb Raider was kind of what kind of set it off, and it really was. I was just kind of right time, right place, and yeah, I just happened to have the right um type in like set of skills to be able to book that. So I hate to say that it fell into my lap, but that's how it's rather atypical, I know, but that's kind of just what happened.
Getting involved with Tomb Raider is practically
Mhm.
what launched your career as a voice actor, pretty much.
I want to say yeah, that's probably the number one thing that started kicked off my career. I mean, yeah, even after working on Tomb Raider, it took me a while to actually find my footing in the video game um voiceover space. I didn't start really booking things until after after Shadow came out, which is 2018. When I found an agent, a voiceover specific agent, and then yeah, I started going out for stuff specifically for voiceover. So it did take me a while, despite the fact that Tomb Raider 2013 came out in 2013. I spent 5 years kind of wandering and stuff. So it took me a while, but I eventually got there.
What was your reaction to the game becoming a hit and fans of those games recognizing you?
For 2013
Uh,
or in
from
general.
from the start of that after 2013 and up until now.
The whole thing, like having some kind of notoriety or like net recognition in the space is really, it's still kind of surreal, because I've always kind of just thought of it as I just wanted to work really. And um I was perfectly content with working my way up and like doing like smaller games until I got to something like Tomb Raider. But it kind of threw me in the deep end. um yeah, even now it's just um it's still a little surreal. I don't know that I've adjusted well.
No, Tomb Raider is definitely one of the biggest video game franchises out there. It's funny because I actually started out watching the movies
Oh
before
yeah,
I even knew they were video games.
right.
And
Cradle
now
of
I
Life,
play just
right?
about all the games. I own all of them on Steam.
Mm,
Play it on the go on my Steam
nice.
Deck and everything. I have very little physical media. I actually have them right here. Uh,
Oh, nice. That's the entirety of your physical media, but you have
yeah,
them
that's
all on
the entire
physical. That's
physical
great.
media aspect of it. But then I have the everything on digital at this point.
Got it. Got it.
I definitely plan to collect the rest of them for sure.
Right. I mean, yeah, there's always some things that you want on digital, right? Like I have a
Yeah,
few
it would be
things.
easier, but then when digital gets shut down, you're
Oh
left
yeah,
with
yeah.
physical media, just like how streaming services are.
Right, right. I definitely kind of I feel the same way. I have um things that I really love physical. I get physical copies of that.
Yeah,
But
I have physical media, everything. So I got like movies, video games, books,
right,
everything's physical for me.
same. No, no, no. It's I, despite the fact, I mean, the problem is that it takes up a lot of space, but otherwise,
Yeah, that's true.
it it's I still kind of prefer it, honestly.
No, I agree with you. And I have some people tell me because I'm collecting VHSs now, and I've been
Hmm.
had a whole bunch of them from childhood, and I just all of a sudden started collecting them. Then I have someone being like, what would you do if your VCR doesn't work and you don't have anything to watch your thing on?" I'm like, I'll just
Right.
buy a new one. But what if they go extinct? Then I have no idea what I'll do.
It's hard. They still exist for the time being. You can still find them at I see them on eBay every so often.
Yep.
But I mean, even here I have some like VHS tapes. I have like the original Star Wars trilogy, Spaceballs, Good Morning Vietnam for some reason. Uh,
That's a good one. That's a classic.
yeah, but why do I have it on VHS? I don't know. I probably just came across it on a
Oh my gosh, I'm so silly.
something.
I'm pretty sure I have Tomb Raider on tape as well, and I didn't even check.
Do you really like the first Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Nice, that's great.
And you're a gamer yourself, I believe. What
Hmm.
kind of games do you like to play?
I am primarily a an RPG guy.
Mhm.
So I play a lot of RPGs. For the longest time I played WoW. I played WoW for like 14, 15 years. Um since beta basically. No, since release basically. So I played it for a while. Um my favorite games for a long time have been the Final Fantasy series. So I've played
Yes.
pretty much all of them. I haven't except for the ones that were like online only. I didn't really play 11. I played a little bit of 14, but like um I haven't played 16 yet. So but I've pretty much played all of them. Legend of Zelda is another favorite of mine. Um Zelda 3 is probably one of my all-time favorite games. KOTOR, I played a lot of that. I played KOTOR a lot. Um yeah, but I play a lot a
Yeah, you and
lot
me
of
both.
RPGs. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Um
I know of Final Fantasy. I played a couple of the newer games, but I haven't played every single game out there. And that goes
got it,
with
got it.
Zelda as well. So I definitely got a lot on my wish list I need to work towards.
Mm. Absolutely. I am a little behind myself. Like I haven't gotten it through Tears of the Kingdom and the other one, Breath of the Wild. I haven't
Yeah.
because I never picked up a Switch, so like
Yeah, I have
I
one, but I just kind of
yeah.
lost interest because there was barely any games for that console that I would buy.
Got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, but the only games I got into for that pretty much are like Pokemon, and that's pretty much it.
I, I mean that's a pretty big game. It's a
Yeah, for sure. Anything Pokemon, I'll play for sure. Then
mm,
anything else I just play on my other console, like my PlayStation or my PC, Steam Deck,
that's
type
true.
thing.
Right, right. And that's kind of what the Switch is for, right? It's for like exclusives, really.
Yeah, I just feel like if I had to pick a handheld console, my deck is better than the Switch. So,
Mm. I mean, you have a greater like diversity of games, larger library, pretty much.
for
So
sure.
that makes sense.
No, I managed to set up some emulation where I could
Mm.
play my old PC CD-ROM games,
Oh,
like
nice.
from the early 2000s. I always love to replay the first three Harry Potter games.
Oh, I don't even
For-
remember those.
Yeah, the for the PC and the PlayStation 2 are my favorite of those three.
Got
And
it.
all the other games are okay, but I always like going back to the first three.
Those, yeah, I have never played those, but you said they were PS2.
PS2, and the PC CD-ROM computer games.
Gosh, what was I doing?
Like 25 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
yeah,
must have been doing other
the
things.
deck is practically like a mini PC, so I was able to figure it out.
Right. So you just rip them or onto like a hard drive, like and
Yeah,
then you mount the
so
ISO.
what I did is I copied the game files and then I found a file on the internet that I downloaded and was able to, it's like a fixed file, so you can get it
Mm.
to launch on other platforms without having to use the CD disc itself.
Got it. It's like you basically you're burning an image on your hard drive and then you mount it like as an ISO or something like
But
that.
then I technically do it on my PC and then I copy them over and then
Got it.
they still
Got it.
work. And I couldn't believe I
Perfect.
could get it to work.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
perfect.
I've seen all these other people on that use the Steam Deck
Mhm.
and get all these older games on it. I'm like, how are you doing that? So
Right.
I couldn't believe it myself when I did that.
I mean, that's great. It like literally gives you access to
Yeah.
such a huge library of games. So,
And speaking of go-to games that you play repeatedly, which ones do you like to play them over and over again?
I'm currently stuck playing Helldivers 2. I still play that a lot. Um every so often I go back to Hades. Um I Hades 2 is out right now and it's currently in early release, early access, so it's not quite done. But I keep on playing until the end of the game or end of like what they have, and I'm like, I still feel like playing more Hades, so I go back to the old one. Um, yeah, so Hades, Helldivers 2, those are my two that are kind of in rotation right now. Um, I haven't really started anything else. I have been meaning to get into Final Fantasy remake, but I told myself I would beat the classic again, you know, original Final Fantasy before I started remake,
Yeah.
and then they
I
so
never made it to the original game yet, so I gotta work my way to that one.
right. It's I mean, I honestly I haven't played it um hold on, I don't know, maybe a few years after it came out, but I remember it. It was mind blowing back then. I maybe at the end of disc one right now. Um, and it's I'm still really enjoying it. We'll see what I say like
No, it's exactly like
as I get through it.
how I came upon playing the Tomb Raider games. I started with the newer ones before playing the old ones.
Mm,
The exact same way with Resident Evil as well.
got it.
Yeah,
Those are, I mean, they're great series.
they
I
really are.
still remember like playing RE2 for the first time and just like being scared out of my mind from
Yep.
the
If I had to turn
dogs.
the volume down before that one.
The first time you see the liquor, like
Yep.
I he is
Uh,
staring at like a little 13-inch like TV. Me and my friend, it popped out of the window, and we're like, "Oh my god!" Put down the controller, walked out of the room.
yeah, no, and then I actually I did a demo for Resident Evil 4 remake
Mm,
when before the game came out, and I got
right.
jump scared so bad because I was broadcasting this, and I practically embarrassed myself, practically screaming at the screen, being startled because I had it on a good volume.
Right.
I played the
That one.
original Relief. Why shouldn't I have been ready for this?
I mean, that's the thing about like those games. Sometimes they just catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I remember a few different jump scares, pretty good ones, in Resident Evil 4 for sure. So,
My only problem with playing some of the older games are the old control use. Uh,
oh yeah.
I cannot figure out how to get past the tank control. I prefer modern controls.
It's hard, the tank controls are not my favorite either. So I actually haven't played any of the remakes. I wonder what it is with what it feels like with modern controls actually.
It
So,
was really nice actually because I got to play the original game and Zero
mhm,
remake that came out for PlayStation 3,
right.
and I was able to get them on the Steam Deck for PC, and I was
Mm,
able to figure out how to use modern controls on it when it
oh,
under
perfect.
settings, so you can choose either way. I'm like, if that's how
Right.
I'm gonna play the original game, I might as well do that.
Yeah. Why not? It's always I don't know. It has always made more sense to me, like modern controls.
For sure. I mean, there's some of the older games that have tank controls and don't have tank controls, and I'm
Right.
lucky with a couple of them that I can make it all the way through without having an issue with their controls.
Oh yeah, but there are people out there that are like really good at it. I don't know how they do it.
So in regards to Tomb Raider, how
Hmm.
did you said you auditioned and everything for that? So when it came to your audition, what was it about your take on Jonah that made the team like you so much?
I'm not exactly sure, honestly. Um, I, uh, I can surmise that it was probably because what they were looking for in Jonah was already something that was kind of ingrained in me. Like I just had that vibe naturally um, that they were looking for. So it was kind of it was probably chance. It was like, hey, this guy's just the right vibe we're looking for. Um, and that's kind of one thing I've learned over the years as an actor. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are. What really matters is like um how well you fit a particular role, like if you're right for it, not if you're the best actor a lot of times. So I don't think like at the time back then I was necessarily the best actor. I just think I was the best fit for the vibe.
And what was the creative process like when making the games?
Each one was a little bit different. It was definitely uh but the common thread through all three games, through the Survivor trilogy, is everything was done. Not everything. All the big cinematics were done in motion capture or like performance capture. So they're all shot in a big motion capture volume. We're all wearing like head mounted cameras and stretchy suits with reflective balls all over our bodies, and we're all in the same space at the same time, getting to act off of each other with each other, running basically the whole scene as you see it on the screen. Um, and you know, they were different per game. Like the first one, 2013, there was a lot more. There were a lot more characters in it, so the set pieces were a lot. There was a lot more moving parts. Uh, it felt very like chaotic at times because there were so many people like on stage or on in a scene at a time sometimes. Um, and then it slowly got quieter and quieter. You know, by the time we get to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it's pretty much me. It's Jonah and Lara um, for a good amount of the game, or it's her and somebody else. It's Lara and Unuratu, or it's Lara and Dominguez. Um, yeah, it's a lot of two people scenes. So and we by the time three came around, we got a little more freedom in terms of uh, not necessarily improvising, but um, adding our own little things into the scenes.
And what would you say it would be the greatest, the most challenging of doing motion capture, in the work in regards to making the games?
um I would say that it's still to this day it's really it's something technical, and it's the fact that you don't see anything when you're acting in terms of a set.
Mhm.
You have your other actors with you, your scene partners, but in terms of like um scenery, like you don't see the the giant like cenotes or like this huge vista of Paititi. You're looking over like Kwakiaki. You don't see any of that. Everything is in your mind. It's all in your imagination.
Yeah.
And even things that are kind of mundane, like where can I step, even that is like it's that's something you have to outline, because like on the floors we just have a grid, and you're like, all right, the floor kind of does like this. And you have to imagine it, and you have to make sure that you don't step over the bounds and like fall into a pit or something. So it it's kind of just that the need to have a very like active imagination while you're acting, create the immersion for yourself sometimes in terms of the set anyway.
And you were actually the first voice actor in the Tomb Raider history to play a character that appears in both the video game and the anime. What was it like to transition from playing the character in the game compared to playing the character in the anime series?
Um, well, I want to say that after having played Jonah for like over a decade, it's well, yeah, for about a decade at that point, I'm very comfortable with who the character is and his point of view. So I really leaned on that to be able to deliver for the animated show. And in that sense, it wasn't super different. Um, the one thing that was different is that the entirety of the Netflix show is recorded. It's recorded solo. We're in the booth. We don't have our scene partners necessarily to act off of. We do have the director reading with us, Meredith Lane. Shout out to Meredith. She does read the scenes with us, so you do get kind of something to respond to. Um, but for the most part, you're recording solo. you know, so it's a little bit of a different thing. While we did do a lot of booth work for the games as well, especially for the DLCs in the games, um, having it completely done in the booth is definitely something new, and also not being able to meet the people that you're playing across from. I have not met any of the cast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's always interesting.
Because I was gonna ask, what was it like working with Haley Atwell as Laura instead of Camille Luddington? But you haven't met her or anything
No,
like
no, no.
that.
I
I'm not
haven't
gonna
met
ask that
her.
one now.
I haven't met Alan. I haven't met Richard Armitage. I haven't met. Yeah, I have not been in the same room with any of these people.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I mean
I
that's
can't
just
imagine that.
yeah animation.
The animation is definitely different compared to doing the motion captioner with a
hmm
whole bunch of cast
Yeah,
or working on a film or a TV show live with other people. So
right.
I guess it's
Definitely.
different when you think of it like that.
Yeah.
So before getting involved with the Tomb Raider anime, did you ever
Mhm.
think that you would return as Jonah?
No, I didn't think after 2018 I was it was firmly kind of set in my head. I was like, oh, that's probably going to be the last one. There's always you hold out hope, right? You always like, oh, maybe they're going to do a fourth part, a tetralogy. Is that the word for it? I don't know. Um but yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen, and I had no idea that uh the show was even in the works. So when I found out about it, it really was a huge surprise, and I yeah, I consider myself very lucky.
Um, so I just lost my question.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Okay, and okay, here it is. Congratulations, by the way, on the announcement of season two for
Oh, thank you.
um for the anime series for season two. What kind of storyline would you like to see next season?
I don't know. I mean, like, I I'm not exactly sure what I would like to see. I mean, I know I would like to come back for sure. I mean, that's the big thing. Um, I, I don't necessarily have to be like in every episode, but I would still like my presence felt,
For
in
sure,
the
I would
anime
definitely
world.
love to see your presence and
So
have you return as Jonah. I mean, how could you not be a part of the show without Jonah?
well, we'll see. We'll find out how it goes. But I mean, I think that's the only thing I would really, um, you know, uh, is a must have. I just want to be back. And in terms of like what other stories there are, we got that teaser of Sam, so we know that Sam is going to be in it at some point.
Yep.
Um, so that's going to be cool to see her back. The first time in like an on-screen medium since 2013. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I definitely hope you make it back for season two. So it would definitely be
Thanks.
a thrill, and I'm really looking forward to it. I love the series so much.
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
actually didn't know that it came out until 2 weeks after it came out.
Oh,
I
really?
just went on Netflix. I'm like, nobody told me this came out. So I totally forgot about it. I sat down
Oh
and I got
no.
through it in like practically 2 days.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a quick watch.
Yeah,
I
a
did the
whole
same
weekend's
thing.
worth.
So yeah, absolutely. That's great. I'm glad that you found it
Yeah,
because
me too. I practically followed the page, and I'm like, how did I miss this news? So I knew it was coming, but I didn't catch the date.
that exact same thing happened to me with Invincible. Do you watch Invincible?
I know of it. I have not yet to watch it yet. It's
Hmm.
on my list. I got these a million different things on my
Yeah,
wish.
there's so much to watch. But I same thing happened with me. I with me like I swear I was constantly checking. When season two coming out? When season two coming out? I guess I forgot or whatever. But like, I didn't find out that it was out until like 2 months after it come out. I was like, what happened? Like, don't
I
I
know.
know I have like notifications set up or something, but
Certain
yeah,
shows that I watch repeatedly every year I'm aware of, but I guess when it's something new, I missed a date or I missed a news. So
it's hard to keep track of all that. There's
for
like so
sure,
much stuff coming out.
especially since we're talking about Invincible on Amazon, I watched The Boys on Amazon.
Oh, nice,
Like one of my favorite Amazon series out there, so I'm
great
all
series. Yeah,
aware of it.
yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting for that next season. So
Me too. I really love how things get more and more insane each season. So
they
there was
totally
definitely
should.
some stuff in there that I'm like, why?
Yeah, the way they left off last season too,
Yep.
I'm like, well, how are they gonna? I don't know. So yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what they do.
Um, so you actually just recently voiced for the Batman Arkham franchise in
Mhm.
virtual reality game Arkham Shadow. I have not played it yet, but I don't really have virtual reality experience, so I really haven't played anything that
Well,
wasn't in an arcade somewhere.
you
So
and me both. So I don't know. I've put on a virtual reality headset like maybe once in my life. So
yeah, it would have been better if I could play it on my console or whatever,
oh,
like the other games. So
I would have.
that's my
Yeah,
opinion. No, no offense to your game. So,
it's all good.
uh,
Um,
what was it like participating in that?
it was a lot of fun. It was the first time I had done motion performance capture work since Shadow. So that was Shadow was I think we were shooting Shadow in 2017. So 33, yeah, 6 years. It had been 6 years since I had done any motion or performance capture. But it was really great to step back into the volume, to get to work with a lot of these huge names in the business in the video games and voiceover. um Roger Craig Smith. um I worked with him mostly. um Darren DePaul. And I mean also on the project, there's Troy Baker and Elijah Wood. um a bunch of Tara Strong. So there's so many people, and to be part of like a cast of that caliber is it's pretty awesome. um uh yeah, and I mean just being able to be one of Batman's rogues gallery the first time, it's definitely a milestone. It's something you know that I wasn't even sure was ever on my radar. But um when I booked it, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So
You're part of
yeah.
the Batman universe now.
I know. Yeah, right. It's it's a little mind blowing. So
What kind of research did you do for the role of Lyle Bolton?
The main thing that I did was I went back and watched his episode of Batman the Animated Series, kind of just to get a feel of his viewpoint of the world, and by the time we got around to it, I think I had a good handle on that. And of course, it shifted a little bit. When we were on set, our director Chris, um, she and our writer Brendan, they they're making, at the very beginning of the project, we're making changes and like adjustments to the characterization of Lyle. Um, and I think we eventually like settled on something pretty cool, something that's a little bit different than what was how he was in the animated series, but still effective. Um, Still, I think, pretty frightening. So, you know, yeah,
I've
it
seen the
was it was
clips
great.
that were posted on social media of every of the characters that were involved in the game, and while I haven't played it yet, I'm definitely wanting to look check it out for sure.
Same. I
That's
haven't played
how
it
I
yet
feel
either.
about virtual
So
reality, though. So
it's hard because, like, it's exclusive to Meta 3 and Meta 3S. Um, I I I I, I would love to pick one up someday.
yeah, me too. I mean, I already haven't had enough time playing first person games that aren't
Right. Oh, do you have like motion sickness?
a little bit, yeah.
Mm. I know I
Uh,
have a lot of friends that deal with that playing first person games. So,
yeah, I definitely have find it a little more easier doing third person games.
but got it.
And why I the first person Resident Evils and stuff like that, I ended up just skipping them pretty much. And then when
Mm, got it.
Village Gold Edition came out, I was able to set it up with third person, and I managed to make my way through the game, playing that.
Got it.
I'll get to it eventually. Just it's gonna take a little bit of time, especially since I don't have a meta. So
Oh yeah, I mean, same. You and me both. Don't have a meta, not yet. Anyway, planning to
nope,
at some,
I have to
soon.
buy a lot of game consoles, but none of that.
Right. And you can't buy all of them. I guess you could buy all of them, but that's so much money. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Um, so if you since you did voices for Batman Arkham and Tomb Raider, if you could voice a character in any popular video game franchise, which one would you like to be a part of?
Um, I would like. There are a few things. I think I would like to play like a main character in WoW. I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. I want to be a transformer. Like if I could do Optimus Prime one day, like whatever my spin on it is, I would love to do that. Um, yeah, those two I think have been kind of pie in the sky things for me. Or Final Fantasy. If I could be in the Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
To my last question for you before we wrap up, are you currently working on any new projects at this time?
What am I working on right now that I can talk about? I am not working on anything right now. Yeah. It's kind of quiet right now. I do have
No worries.
the the next season of Arcane is coming out on Saturday on the 9th, and I'm in that. So like that's coming out. Not currently working on it. Like we finished up work a couple months ago, but yeah, Arcane season 2 is coming out on the 9th. You'll see me
That's
there.
good to know. I definitely got to check it out then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get to it this weekend because I'm actually working at a Comic-Con convention this weekend.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's always cool.
Definitely get to it after that for sure.
Oh, they're releasing it in like acts too, so you have time to
Oh,
catch up.
okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, Earl, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I had a lot of fun talking about video games and Tomb Raider
Yeah,
with you.
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And I will let you know when everything is posted, and I will tag you on social media as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks,
All
Asher.
right, thank you so much, Earl, and have a good one.
You too, man.
All right, bye.
All right.